right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Here is the end of our Prologue Section 1 notes. Before we can get to the origins of democracy in Rome, we need to sort of discuss that it's the decline of Greece. Greece's time is coming to an end. Now that by this point, Greece actually has colonies on the Italian peninsula here, on the boot, as it is. And there's lots of people living there. There are the Latins and the Etruscans, the Sabines and the Venetians. Well, there they are. So lots of different people who are living on the Italian peninsula there. And the ones that were battling with the Greeks and with everyone else were actually the Latins, and they come to be known as the Romans. They are the victors. So around 600 BC, we have a series of kings who are ruling this city of Rome. Rome, famous for being founded on, 7 hills next to the Tiber River. If you look at Rome from the air today, it's difficult to see, but you can still see these hills, and some of these hills are famous, like the Palatine Hill, etc. But Rome was ruled by a series of kings, and not all of these kings were very nice or very good. And so eventually what happens is you have the people of Rome overthrow the king because, the king wouldn't let them have it their way. Get it? So anyways, the king, no, not that king. It was a bad king, an evil king, okay? And the bad kings were eventually overthrown, and the people created a form of government called a republic, in which you vote for someone to make decisions for you. And that republic that ran Rome was called the Senate, and this was their symbol for the people and Senate of Rome. Now, of course, could everyone vote? No. Only citizens. And who could be citizens? Only freeborn males. But still, it is a step forward in democracy. So we had 2 types of people. We had patricians, who were the nobles, the high-ranking people, and then we had the plebeians. And the way the government was set up was you had the citizen assemblies, which was all the adult male citizens that were freeborn citizens could be in that. You had the senators, you had 10 tribunes, and then you had 2 consuls, one that was in charge of, foreign relations, and one was in charge of domestic stuff with Rome. So eventually, this citizen assembly keeps pushing and pushing for more rights and more things for the common people. And one of the things that they eventually forced the Senate to pass was something called the 12 Tables. It's 451 BC. And what they wanted was for the laws to be written down so everyone could see them and everyone would know what the laws were. And so literally the laws were written down on 12 tablets and posted up for people to see. The 12 Tables establishes the idea that all free citizens have a right to the protection of the law, that the law would be fairly administered, and that you had a right to know what the law was, that you could not be charged with something that you did not know was against the law. So, some principles of Roman law that you need to know are that you have the right to equal treatment under the law, that you are innocent until you are proven guilty, that the burden of proof rests with the person who's accusing you. So you don't have to prove you're innocent. They have to prove you're guilty. Any law that seems unreasonable or grossly unfair can be set aside, can be examined and set aside. And now all of those things are intrinsic and built into our law code today. Sorry about my sniffles. Now, the law code did not end when the Republic ended, when Caesar stabbed to death on the floor of the Senate, and, according to Shakespeare, et tu, Brute, his nephew was angry. Poor Caesar. That's a little gross. Maybe I should edit that out. But his nephew was very angry and went after some of the people he felt were the perpetrators. And, another Shakespearean reference, sorry. And he crowns himself emperor. Now, as you can see, the Roman Empire in that yellow was all the way up to the death of Caesar in 44 BCE. Now, if we jump forward about 1,000 years, we'll see that the empire is cut in half, and you have all of Europe cut off from the rest of the empire, which became known as the Eastern Roman Empire, the Byzantine Empire. The Byzantine Empire was going to be ruled from Constantinople. And one of the next guys you need to know from with this focus is a dude named Justinian. He is the emperor from 482 to 565. And here he is with his lovely wife Theodora. They're an interesting power couple. He married her. She was not royal. She was, from some accounts of people, and we can't tell for certain, but there's lots of talk that she was a lady of ill repute before they got married, i.e., she might have been a stripper. But she was a fabulous ruler, and she kept Justinian pretty grounded. One of the things that we credit Justinian with is his code. He took all these just years and years and years of complicated and messed up legal codes of the Romans. I mean, because after the 12 tables, it's not like they stopped making laws. Of course, they continued to make laws, and some of those laws were contradictory, and some were good. And so Justinian took them all and he codified them into one code. They're called the Institutes, and then he created a textbook essentially to give to people to teach them about the laws. And this is a quote from John Adams, our second president. It proves that government should be a government of laws and not men. The fact that these laws were considered so valuable that he would task just hundreds of people to sift through them and create one intelligent law code shows that governing through laws is the most effective way, is the best way to go. And all this talk of Italy has made me really hungry, and I think I'm gonna have pizza. Doesn't pizza sound good? Let's all go get pizza.